Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my new episode. Haven't dropped in a while, but just decided to show you guys how to mix drums in FL Studio. This is a beat I made a while back. Trap, hip-hop inspired, a genre that I like to make a lot of times. Yeah, it's a banger, and I think so. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get to mixing this beat. So first things first, you're gonna have to make two drum buses. Actually, one drum bus and another bus called a low end bus. There's a different way of mixing that I like to use. This kind of gives me the typical drum sound that people are looking for, as well as fixing the low end, which is what's going to drive the drums as well. So first things first, make a drum bus, which will be linking most of your drum elements except for the kick. The kick you do it later with the 808s as well. So just label that drum bus and then go to the kick and the 808s, which is right next to it, as you can see. And yeah, you just have to link those to their own separate drum bus. Make sure they're not linked to the master, because that will have double audio and not give you accurate readings of actually what's going on. So yeah, once you link to one bus, label that low end bus. That's specifically just for your low end. So yeah, now you can go to your drum bus, which mine doesn't have much, but depending on your song, you might have much more elements in it. So first things first, what I like to do is handle transients. I'm doing hip hop, trap. Transients are very important because you're looking for punchy sound. So this is what's gonna help give us that before we do anything else, because that's the most important thing right now. So yes, it's very simple. This is a Transient Processor from FL Studio stock, so it doesn't use much processing power. And what you're gonna do is just drive that attack, and also it's gonna do is just enhance the transients of the drums. And then you can just dial back the release as well to give you a bit more detail in their transients, and just enhance it even further, You can also use the drive as well. I'm not sure what it does, but it does kind of add more spice and a bit more of like type of saturation, if I think, which I like, so I always use it. And yeah, we can have a before and after to hear what happened. This is before, and this is after. Not much happened really, but if you have headphones on, you will tell a slight difference in how those drums, hi-hats, and the snare is hitting. And then the second processor we'll need is a compressor. And the one I like to use in the 1176 styled compressor. First things first, because it's fast, it comes with a nice sound, it's open. And also can also give you an aggressive sound, which is always helpful with trap and hip hop, so it's my go-to compressor. Comes with very simple controls, 4 knobs basically, and a ratio section, doesn't really have much, but what this helps you with is situations where you're not too sure if you're gonna mess up the compression. This is very hard to mess up because it's less knobs for you to mess up. No threshold here, so maybe using the input and the output knob to basically work around the threshold and get the desired amount of compression. I like to use a 12:1 ratio just because it gives me a good amount of saturation and compression at the same time. And this is trap as well, so I'm never scared to go for the more aggressive sounding ratios. So what this does, this glues the drums, first things first, it tames them where it needs to be tamed. It gives them a similar sound because they're all getting the same compression. They're getting the same amount of saturation as well, coming from this old school style compressor. And what this does is just gives it a similar sound, makes it feel like they're coming from the same place, comes from the same drum kit, if you was to say. You can mess around with the ratios as well to try to see if different vibes might work. But yeah, just use your ears and you should be alright. This is off. And this is on. As you can tell, there's not much of a difference except for one thing. Things are sounding a bit more tamed, you know, and that taming is what you want. That's what's going to glue everything. It's going to make it sound like, okay, they come from the same place, they're working together, and that's the vibe you're looking for. So what we're going to do now to get some of those, the oomph back from that taming that we did is we're going to use a saturator. This is an old school saturator, also very analog. It's called a black box, and it comes with basically even and odd order harmonics, which is saturation, to kind of liven up different elements of your song. Always use the output to level match to make sure you're not playing with your ears, because louder does sound better. The Pento, if I'm not mistaken, is an even order harmonic saturator. So what it'll do is it'll give punch and oomph to whatever you add to it, basically. And the triode is an odd order harmonic saturator, which will add timbre, it'll add high end, you know, and it'll add a whole lot of grit and bite to a sound, you know, which is always good for the hi-hats. You'll hear that it just makes it much more prominent and a bit more spicier. Like I say, always level match to make sure you're not playing with your ears, because yeah, louder is better apparently to your ears. You can mess with it as well is the saturation as well. This is in parallel, so it's basically a parallel blend, a heavy saturated version into the drums to also give it another level of oomph, a little bit more of compression, a little bit more weight as well. Level match always, because yeah, like I said, your ears can be fooled, guys. This is before and after. If you can hear that, guys, the drums are much more livelier. It's filling up the headphones much more better if you have those on, and it's filling up the frequency much more better as well. The song just sounds like it's alive. On top of that, it's glued, and yeah, in essence, the drums are mixed. But now we gotta deal with that low end. That's what I told you to save for later. So let's go to mess with that now. Just make sure everything is in order. And then yeah, let's go check out that low end. So first things first we're gonna do is load up what you guessed, perfect, a saturator, guys. That same saturator we loaded on the drums, now we're gonna load it on the low end as well. What this is gonna do is gonna include the whole song as a whole, because the same saturation that you're getting on the drums, now we're gonna get on the low end as well. The kick and the 808 are gonna sound very similar to the drums, and you can use it to the leads as well. But if you have it on the drums and the 808s, that's gonna be more than enough to glue the song and give it a cohesive texture. Level match always, guys. And as you can see, we mess with the regular pento, triode, you know, trying to get the sound that you're looking for the low end. You gotta use your ears here, guys. I can't tell you that use one knob or the other. This is more of the taste thing. Always level matching to make sure I'm not filling my ears. As you can tell, much more oomph, you know, much more life in the low end, and with the drums as well, perfect. Also use the air feature here, which just kind of gave it a bit more of a top end to the low end as well, which makes it much more audible on other systems as well. But yeah, use that to taste as well. You don't always need it. This is off and this is on. Off and on. You can guitar, guys, the 808 is much more fatter, it's got much more weight, it's got much more punch, and sounds very similar to a drum as well. So now we're just gonna have a before and after of all the effects that we have, so you can listen to just how much of a change we've done to the song as a whole. This is an after. And the effects gone. Effects on. Effects off. And guys, come on. Like, if you guys have ears, you can clearly tell that this is two different songs. This is what the power of mixing can do. This is what strategic and vision planned mixing can do for your song. You can just give it much more life, much more direction, much more weight, and just give people much more happier feelings listen to your songs, make them want to listen to songs over and over and over again, which is what we all want. And yeah, guys, I'm going to be dropping much more content from now on, and there are videos already on my YouTube page to show you how you can get other aspects of your song much more better. So yeah, just check out my YouTube channel, and yeah, hopefully drop a like.